ATK in this thing. TKG, what is good with y'all, man? Listen, right now we have From a Bird's Eye View by Cordae, a highly anticipated album. People have been waiting a long time to see if Cordae would have a good follow up to Lost Boy. And, I listened to this on my way back from somewhere, man. I listened to this in the car. You know what I'm saying? You know, shit really bumps when you put it in the car. You know when something really has, replay potential when you play it inside of a car. But I had to listen to it two times. You know what I'm saying? It was an interesting listen. But before I even get into that, how I do my album review rants, if you haven't watched me before, I pretty much talk about the album in general, give a quick little overview, a little summary. I talk about the best 3-track run, the better half of the album, the best and worst song, and the main positives and main flaws of the album. And then I give an overall rating of the album. So with that being said, first off, I must say this was, again, an interesting listen. Cordae on Lost Boy was pretty good. This album, honestly, was a really good follow-up. I do believe that Cordae, I don't think he exceeded expectations. I think he's on the right track. As far as his career goes, I feel like he's on the right track. I feel like Cordae is going to be a very good listen for a long time, depending on people's tolerance for, kind of slowed up music. There's not too many super fast tracks on here, lit tracks, should I say, hype tracks. You got a couple, but you have a lot of singing and, well, not a lot of singing. You have some singing, you have some harmonizing. Really good features on this album. I wanted to save that for the main positives, but very good features here. You got her, you got Lil Durk, you got Lil Wayne, you got Gunna, Eminem. It's amazing. Will say the Eminem feature was probably the weakest feature on here, and that's coming from a Eminem fan, a big Eminem fan. Definitely didn't need his feature on here, but it's on here, so whatever, it can stay. But her and Lil Durk, they did their thing on this album. Oh, Freddie Gibbs was the best feature on this album, no doubt. Wayne did his thing. Wayne did noticeably way better here than he did on Weeknd's album, because he was not needed on that album whatsoever. The reason why Lil Wayne's feature was so good was the simple fact that on that song, I'm trash with song names, but on the track they shared together, it had a nice 90s vibe to it. It had a nice 90s vibe to it. It was a very refreshing listen. A lot of the songs on here, about 3-4 songs on here, had a 90s vibe to it. And Cordae, honestly, if I'm going to speak honestly here, if he does more of that, then I'm not saying he should cling to a nostalgia like Bruno Mars sounding like a funk artist for a good chunk of his career. But if Cordae gives more of that, I mean, honestly, he could have a theme that people could really love here, because I really like those tracks. The best 3-track run here is most definitely Coach Carter, Sinister, and Chronicles. Very, very good tracks, especially Coach Carter and Sinister. I feel like Sinister picks up where Coach Carter leaves off. Super good tracks. When I talked about the 90 aesthetics, I'm talking about these two songs. Chronicles also is a very, very chill track with some very good singing from Cordae, her, and Durk. Very good pairing there. Like, if these three decide to make an album together, like an entire album, I would listen. I would honestly listen to that entire album. I can't lie to you, man. Cordae really left a good impression with his singing with me. Because before, if someone was to tell me, oh, Cordae sings, he's a good singer, I would have looked at you kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because he always just seemed like a rapper to me. But no, he can hold his own when it comes to vocalization. He can sing. And that is super good. Better half most definitely is going to have to be the second half. Technically, Coach Carter's in the second half because this is a 14-track album. I cut out the interlude and the intro, so it made it a 12-track album. And that would mean that Coach Carter's in the first half, meaning 6 plus 6 being 12. Quick maths. You know what I'm saying? But if we're talking technically, then Coach Carter's in the second half. Well, it still isn't. So Whether I liked it or not, Coach Carter is going to be in the first half, which, I mean, it's fine because songs like Sinister, Chronicles, Champagne Glasses, they are staples in this album. They make this album what it is. They make it better. After Champagne Glasses, it starts to dip off. Songs like parables, if I'm saying that word wrong, parables. Didn't say I was a genius, but parables with Eminem, not the best song. I mean, it's decent. You'll see the rating when you see it. Best song most definitely has to be Coach Carter. I keep on talking about it. It is just amazing. It is a standout track because it is not what I expected from Cordae. I didn't think Cordae was capable of killing that 90s flow, that 90s aesthetic. It is a wonderful track, beautiful vibe, nice lyricism, great beat. Everything. You're not, the beat's not distractingly good, distractingly bad. The lyricism, it's not, exceedingly good, but it's good enough to where you're listening to every word. It's the perfect song. It's a very good song. There's really not really too many flaws in it. Good hook, everything. It's good. It's Cordae's best track as far as I'm concerned. Worst track, of course, is the Parables remix with Eminem. I do believe that this track did not truly need to be added. It's in. Not a terrible song, but I already heard this track from Cordae. The remix from Eminem is not truly needed because, Eminem. It's a couple corny lines from Eminem in here. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's all right. It's not the worst song, but it definitely could be replaced by something else. I feel like if another 90s aesthetic track was in here, this album would really be, this song really hurts the album. Not by that much, but it does hurt the album. We're talking about main positives. I will say the features, the 90s aesthetic, the consistency of the album, and the singing. Absolutely amazing singing. The singing was a very big surprise, honestly. When you got Her and Lil Durk on the album, you're expecting some pretty nice singing, but man, from Cordae, I really was not expecting that. I'm not too big a Cordae listener, so I don't hear the singing. I hear the rapping and stuff like that. So I heard the singing. I heard that Cordae could actually, harmonize and sing. Like, that's a good pair to have. Again, that is very, very good for his career, that he can be versatile like that, because artists that can only rap, they need feature artists from singers. And hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, the flaws, that really isn't any, but just to be that guy, I will say the only flaw here is that if you are that type of person, you can find this album boring. You will find this album boring if you're not into, slow vibes and lyrical, spiritual miracle type guys. Cordae's not a lyrical, spiritual miracle, but he is a lyricist and whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? In that regard, yes, he is a lyricist. So if you don't really care for lyricists, you will not really care for this album. If you like singing, if you like vibes, if you like, good feature artists, then this album is very much for you. Will I be listening to this album? Yes, I will be listening to more of this album. I do think that Cordae did meet expectations. He didn't exceed them like people thought he would, but he did meet them. I do feel like Cordae did a good job here. At this point, you should be seeing the songs up on your screen. So this album overall got a 7.9 out of 10. And technically, I got a 7.91, but to be cool, I'll round it up to an 8 and say that this was a good album. This is a very good album. And Cordae did his job. Like, there's no distractingly good song, distractingly bad song. There's no, there's a few takeaway songs that you can say are indefinite, like they're better than the other song, but there's no song in here that you can say is just, the worst you could say is a song is boring. But you can't, I feel like there's no way someone could say this album is trash, especially with Gunna having an album out around all these other good albums. And I did listen to Earl Sweatshirt, and I will talk about that as well. But this album was good. It's a lot to look forward to on the next album. I ain't gonna lie to you, Cordae has reinstilled my my hope for him. I do think that he can be a staple in the rap game. I ain't gonna go as far as say he'll be top 5 in the future, but you know, as of right now, he has a album of the year candidate. So if you've seen all the other videos, you know that Cordae fits right up there in the top 3. I mean, I've only ranked 3 albums, but yeah, just know he'll stay in the top 3. As far as I'm concerned, this album's not going nowhere. As long as Kendrick Lamar doesn't drop something, or J. Cole, or, you know, Eminem doesn't, well, probably not Eminem at this point, but yeah, Cordae will probably stay in the top 3. This is a very nice listen. So if you like my review, you know what I'm saying, say so. You know, tell me how y'all feel about this in the comment section below. At this point, I'm rambling. I don't know how to end this off, but beyond any case, vibe, have a good time, and I will see y'all later, man. Peace out. Being kicked in,